virtual reading and dive into a new medium I've been exploring this year, which is stand-up comedy. I'm really glad I've already graduated so that Kathleen can't invite me to leave after this luncheon today. The thing about stand-up comedy is it's basically writing, but taking all the private self-flagellation you experience and putting it in a public sphere with some added self-grandized humiliation and this perpetual feeling that you wear no pants. It's a very specific kink. And I love writing, but sometimes it is so self-painful that I am petitioning the BDSM community to add a W at the end of their alphabet. Makes sense, right? And I happen to think that would be an amazing job, being a writing mistress. You have this study that you create with your client. Maybe it's leather and really bad plaid and a lot of books. Maybe it's steel and concrete. You could be wearing khakis, comfortable shoes, button-downs, or maybe sweatpants with this obscure t-shirt from a band that nobody cares about anymore. And you walk around and you have this huge thesaurus that you just smack every once in a while with a fountain pen. And the writer is sitting there and they're typing away and writing. And when they're hungry or they're thirsty or they want to use the bathroom, you lean in and you say, if you want lunch, Gabriel, you need to clean up that character development in attitude scene 3. Or Diane, you think you deserve coffee? Well, then you better cut those 200 words from the last chapter. I happen to think I would be very good at that job. And if you're interested in my rage, you can catch me after the luncheon. But nobody tell Charlie Schulman because I don't need that kind of competition. When I was a student here, just like all of you, I had the same exact secret fear that we all carry but no one talks about, which is, will my MFA be useless? I'm happy to report that last year I was able to use my credentials to get a job as a procedure writer in a national laboratory. And so now I get to work with some of the smartest engineers and scientists from across the country who tell me every day how little value they think my MFA actually has. But I do get slightly more respect than my millennial coworker who has an office decorated in matching avocado stationery and has a PhD in rhetoric. When they hired me, they had to sign a waiver because I had non-traditional education and experience. And I was really grateful that they did that and that they have an aggressive policy on inclusion and diversity. People give you a lot of advice when you're a writer, and I think the things that you hear the most are, write from what you know or write about your life. Listen, I'm a 47-year-old woman who grew up queer in a Catholic family in Pittsburgh. I have 4 kids, 3 of whom make questionable life choices at the moment. 5 dogs. I've moved 25 times, lived in 5 different states, lived in Mexico. I've been a school teacher, a childbirth educator, a documentary filmmaker, worked for the WIC program, was a hospital lactation consultant, and owned a hip-hop lounge. I don't know that there's a market for a 10,000-page memoir. And hopefully those are enough threads for you, Alicia, so that it's memoir plus. And besides that, even if it got published, who was going to read it except for Larry? And if he does, you're all getting an invitation to the virtual book club on Facebook. I was talking with my daughter the other day about a project I'm working on. She's super sweet, she's 12, she likes to check in on me, and she almost makes up for all of the other kids that I have. And she said, Mom, what are you working on? I said, well, I'm doing notes on a new play that I want to do. She's like, what's the title? Because she knows me, and that's where I start. And I said, it's called Fuck Them Kids. And this is an expression that my best friend and my podcast co-host tells me when we're on the phone together, and I tell him stories about how my kids are out of pocket. He's always like, fuck them kids. She's like, oh, well, what's it about? And I said, it's going to be about a woman who decides to divorce her adult children because she's tired of their shit at some point. And my daughter, so innocent, looked at me and she was like, well, what inspired that? Awkward silence, a little bit of eye contact, and she said, oh, that's so rude, and walked off. So I will leave you with this last joke before I start to call you up like you won the Price is Right. How many writers does it take to change a light bulb? None, because we all know writers don't